Battalion 1944 is a World War II multiplayer first-person shooter coming to PC, Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Battalion recaptures the core of classic multiplayer shooters, utilising the most advanced industry technology to propel World War II into the next generation of video games. Battalion gives gamers a visceral and heart-thumping experience, crafted by designers who've grown up playing games like Medal of Honor and Call of Duty 2.
It just seems like the right time because it's something we want to play and something that doesn't exist, so why wouldn't we just make it?
We want to design a game that goes back to what we wanted when we were kids, the things we were playing that we were enjoying. In Call of Duty 2 we had these tight maps that were really good for like close quarters, gritty combat, that really worked with the Thompson and with Kar 98s, with one-shot rifles. That stuff all came together so well. But we have a team that's ready to take on the challenge of building a World War II shooter.
We're comprised of ex-AAA developers, ex-modders, and ex-esports professionals.
We're using the combined talent of our in-house and freelance artists to create the most authentic, down-the-barrel experience of World War II, using the power of Unreal Engine 4.
We've been working with Unreal Engine from the start, so that means that we're ready. We're ready for anything new that is going to come in, like DirectX 12 and all of the foliage features.
I think players will find it refreshing that they're experiencing things that they've experienced as a child or perhaps have nostalgia about, but they're experiencing it in beautiful high fidelity. I think the technology has moved on so much in the past 10 years. Things look beautiful now in a way that they didn't before.
Authenticity is at the heart of Battalion, from weapons to environments.
Where the fuck I am.
2 years ago, we launched Battalion's Kickstarter with an idea, and that idea came from how much we love FPS games. But they've lost something. That magic blend of simplicity and skillful play that made the down-the-barrel experience so awesome to play. And I feel like that's what we spent the last 2 years handcrafting into Battalion.
When you combine a classic shooter with all the great trappings of modern game design, such as matchmaking, anti-cheat, and rankings, you have the makings of a classic shooter in its own right.
To me, I think this is the best FPS game of the year. Everything we did and all
Should we get Post Malone in this bitch?
Dude, if you could swing that, that'd be so sweet.
Yo, Post Malone, come download TeamSpeak.
sacrificed has got us to this point right now.
That's fucking
where
funny.
we can finally make the FPS
console?
game that
If he wants to play, I don't think he even knows who the fuck I am.
Throughout
but-
development,
Maybe
it's
not.
been so important for us
I
to
swear it's
study
console.
every aspect of World
He's
War
playing
II.
with a controller.
The main thing for us is to really
Oh, he's like
understand the
console.
brutality
Oh,
and
never
visceral
mind, never mind,
nature of the
never mind.
Second World War.
combining the beautiful backdrop of World War II France in Unreal Engine with classic shooters that we grew up playing as kids. I think it's a winning combination.
We're here to immerse ourselves in the area where the collision of these massive war machines took place. And sometimes it's something small like a barn or a window where a sniper may hide, but sometimes entire streets make it into the game.
He's
That
not
has a
even
massive
playing PUBG,
impact on
dude. He's
Battalion.
playing
I think
fucking
players
Call
are going
of
to
Duty.
really see that when they boot up our
With a
maps for the
group.
first time.
The subtleties of the environment, the damage.
Being here in Normandy, we've built up a huge library of reference material, from small things like the sound a Thompson actually makes when you run out of ammunition, all the way to taking reference photos of Saint-Mère-Église. Being able to see Saint-Mère-Église before you design a level around it gives us a huge design advantage. It gives players a more authentic World War II experience, which ultimately is what we want. When we animate our soldiers using mocap, it makes Battalion's animations more genuine, authentic, and just way more real. Not many World War II games have used this technology before. Not many game artists are given the opportunity to visit the actual places that their levels take place in a game. It's something very tangible about it. It sounds strange, but being able to take your environments to sort of the next level of authenticity, it's something players might not notice, but when you're doing something like physically based rendering like we are, it really takes the whole visual fidelity of the game to the next level.
We want to create a fair battleground with dedicated servers, anti-cheat software, solid netcode, balanced weapons, and great asymmetric map design.
Battalion's maps are designed around our skill-based infantry combat. The maps will be based on real-world locations, such as Carentan, Herkin Forest, Bastogne, and Saint-Mère-Église, just to name a few.
One aspect missing from most modern FPS games is there's something we saw in classic shooters, such as Call of Duty 2, Counter-Strike and Day of Defeat, is that those games took raw skill to master, to be good at. And they didn't rely as much on time
Battalion is
playing.
not just about World War II.
We're
It's
stripped.
about recapturing those days that have gone by.
We
the
are gonna
fun
play a
that we
game.
had playing until
Yeah.
3 a.m. and practicing really late into the night. Those memories,
Moment I
they're
have
the
to
driving force that really pushed us to
sort
make
some things
Battalion
out
a
here.
true successor to, you know, the great shooters of the past.
When you look at all the incredible people that are involved in making this amazing project happen, from just community members messaging us saying, good job, keep up the work, all the way to our tech guys staying late just to make sure that the game modes get in so we can be testing them. Everyone has had an important role at some point in this project.
I think the exciting thing about 1944 is the fact that the conception of that
I had
game
no
was
idea
from a group of people who
that they
understood
went
esports
this
and
in
played
depth and
esports.
working this
Effectively,
hard
the
for this
community
game.
was in a way building a game for
I had
the
no clue.
community.
This has been two
pretty cool,
years of
actually.
really hard work just to create something from nothing. Finally, we're able to say that on January 9th, we'll be able to show you the Battalion
Yeah, what
1944 game trailer. Every time we get out here, we find something new and amazing that slots right into
His
the
chat
Battalion
is
and
doing
feels
nothing
great.
but play with Shroud now.
It's not about
Hey, you done fucked
reinventing the
him, dude.
wheel.
You fucked him
it's
up. Can't
it's
believe
about
you're
going back to what was great about games and has been lost.
There's that element of nostalgia when you pick up Battalion 1944 where you go, yeah, this is like playing COD 2, this is like playing COD 4. You're getting like an adrenaline-fueled, satisfying gameplay experience.
We've been working so damn hard just to make sure that we can capture the intensity.
Damn, he
of
knows
these
who you
weapons
are, Mike.
And making that translate.
Damn, Post Malone knows who I am? Oh!
I feel like we've really nailed it.
Sorry.
We play games
It's kinda
every
cool.
night, and
I didn't know who he
we
was,
can
but I
see
did,
what
but I didn't know
we
his
wanna play
name.
as players,
I don't
and we
know
there's other
music,
players that wanna
to
do
be
the
honest
same
with you.
things.
I
And
know music, but I
that's
don't know
just
names.
A classic shooter with casual and competitive modes for like $14. We're just listening to what FPS fans want to play. During Battalion's Kickstarter, I was planning my wedding, and the month after it was successful, I got married, and then we found out she was having a baby.
He says I'm
And,
working here.
Everything was really high in my life. And about halfway through the development of Battalion, my daughter was born, but she only survived for about 2 hours. And that was
Oh no,
that
not
was
the
right in the middle of
feels.
Battalion. And I think one of the hardest things was coming back to work, but when I did come back, I found a place where I could just focus on something that I really love doing, and
Aw.
you know, being able to sit down and read the forums and see the community kind of rallying together and sending me messages and telling me to keep going and saying it'll be okay, and people in our community have had the same thing happen to them. Battalion and the Battalion community has actually helped me get through that, and I think with Battalion coming out, there's only really good things on the horizon. So it's been a tough year, but Battalion's helped me get through a lot more than a lot of people who play Battalion will ever know. For instance, gun engraving, custom clan insignias, and uniform customization, all within Battalion's authentic World War II style. These unlocks offer no gameplay breaking advantages, but will instead offer unique visual modifications. We have this epic down-the-barrel experience that can only really be made by the game designers who grew up playing Medal of Honor, United Offensive, and Enemy Territory.
We want to make maps that favour all kind of ranges and actually make it so that you have to play that map to your style.
To give backers opportunity for feedback, we'll be live streaming development meetings and playtests, and providing regular updates to keep you in the loop. If you want to play a classic World War II shooter that's being made for the modern generation, now is the time to support the development of Battalion 1944 by pledging towards our Kickstarter campaign. Please take a look at our numerous backer rewards and feel free to visit our social media pages via our website at battalionGame.com.